Did you ever get nervous going through with a fake passport? Because I can only speak from my point of view. I think I'd be like sweating, thinking, "Oh, they're on to me. That guy's looking at me. There's a guy with a dog over there." And in your position, if you get caught in America as a Russian spy, they're not going to pat you on the back. It's not going to be throwing a party for you. So, was there any paranoia at any point when you were traveling?
Tense.
Yeah,
absolutely. And the tensest moment was when I got off the plane in Chicago and then went to customs and border control, and I was concerned with having to talk with an agent, having some kind of an interview. Tense, not nervous. I wasn't sweating, I wasn't shaking, but I was sort of numb. And what I did in situations like that, there was really there were a couple of questions, and I just gave very short answers, and they waved me right through. After a while, this border crossing became sort of routine.
Yeah.
Because I knew it worked. And, and to me, the most dangerous moment was, pretending to be a Canadian in the United States because I didn't have a Canadian accent. Right? Canadians talk differently from Americans. So, and I also traveled light, and I'd come in to Chicago from Mexico City, and my luggage didn't look like the luggage of somebody who was having a good time in Mexico. And I also had a shortwave radio in my luggage, which was a legit radio. You can buy it in the store, but if some really alert individual at customs, they did go through my luggage, had an idea saying, well, let's talk to this fellow a little more. So I was worried about that, but there was one other moment that was as tense, and that was my interview with the Social Security Administration. These two were where I was tense. Other than that, I did all right. I'm a stoic. I just don't get very emotional when it comes to stuff that happens or that could happen.
With the Social Security, I don't know how it works in America. I think in England, it's like a passport out like that. Were you nervous because they ask you a lot of different questions, don't they? That like you'd have to have the answers to.
I had to, when I applied for Social Security, there was a requirement. You actually had to go into the office for an interview. All right. Because I was, at the time, I was already, according to my birth certificate, I was already like 33 years old. And that was not, it was unusual, but also possible, because there were some workers that were exempt from Social Security at the time, like farm workers and employees of churches and religious organizations. But I had to go and answer questions, and I was prepared. I prepared myself for any question that I figured they could throw at me. What really did the trick, though, I dumbed myself down. My cover story was that I had spent the preceding 10 years on a farm. So I dumbed myself down. I didn't really comb my hair. I rubbed soap in the eyes so they would look red. And so I really looked like a country boy. And so there were not too many questions. And I like question number one, so you never had a Social Security card? No. Why not? Well, I didn't need one. I didn't even explain why I didn't need one, because that would have been too much. I didn't need one. Okay, all right. And that was the end of it.
Right.
No, she did ask, and so did you work? Yes, where? Oh, I worked on Miller's Farm, upstate New York. And this was the third question. And once at that point she knew, yeah, I was exempt. So now that I'm in New York, I need a Social Security card. Well, let's give it to him. I still have the same Social Security number, by the way.